Firearms technologies, new time or modern firearms. Short videos. Recently, I tried many new topics in videos, but suddenly, I found that there is a too long time not to make one of my oldest series, the black powder time videos. So, in this video, it's time to come back to my initial videos. This time, let's talk about an old American firearm. And meanwhile, it also was one of the rarest weapons in Civil War, and this video is a part 1. When we see the Lindner Carbine or Lindner rifle, I believe you must see its iconic branch open method, and at the same time, we can naturally associate it with the whole rifle, but the hammer of the Lindner rifle was equipped on the side, and it was not like the hammer of the whole rifle that was set on the top of gun body. Compared with the Lindner's gun, the whole rifle was an older firearm and was born in the flintlock time, but it still survived into percussion cap lock time after modification. As for the details about the whole rifles, I'm afraid we must talk about it in my future videos. Now, let's continue today's topic. Nowadays, we still can see the digital version patent on October 2nd, 1860, and some collections of the Lindner carbines and rifles. Typically, this is a kind of a percussion cap lock on the paper cartridge firearm. Although this was a new percussion cap lock firearm that was invented in the 1860s, it seemingly still used a similar ignition design with the old percussion lock muzzle loader that were built in the 1840s or even in the earlier years. So in the background of the history of firearms, almost stood on the entrance of the metallic cartridge stage in the years of 1860s. More and more firearms that used metallic cartridges appeared, such as the Burnside carbine and the Sharp's rifle. Both were used from 1857 and 1850, respectively. Lindner carbine might have been obsolete when it was burned, but the Lindner firearm was still a unique and iconic system. The shoulder could pull and turn the small handle, just like the operation of using a bolt-action rifle, in order to make the chamber in the unlock mode. Then, due to the spring pressure, the chamber can jump automatically, and now it could load the paper cartridge. Because the existing firearms with the Lindner system are not very much, it is hard to find that there are people to shoot the real Lindner firearms firing videos. Well, it has the tilting chamber, which is similar with the whole rifle, and the whole rifle was a paper cartridge firearm as well. So we might be able to infer both breech-loaders has a similar loading method, and we can watch the whole rifle operating videos as a reference. When the chamber is opened, we can see it's a grooved tilting chamber, and there is a hooded rotating bolt collar to lock and unlock the breech tail snap. Compared with the similar tilting breech of the whole rifle, the Lindner system was different, or we can think this was a kind of innovation and upgrade. The mating of the grooved tilting chamber with the hooded collar was intended to provide the gas seal that the whole rifle did not have. Although the Lindner system got a better gas sealing effect, it made the structure more complicated. So this is why the author and the researcher Edward Hall notes in his book, the design was simply too complicated to be practical. Speaking of which, I believe you have noticed the name of this chapter, the Lindner system. This is also one of the most interesting points of Lindner's invention. The reason why we can call it the Lindner system, because it was not only a gun. The device could be applied in a carbine, long rifle, or even it was applicable the alteration of existing muzzle loaders. In other words, the obsolete old firearms also could be alterated by equipping the new Lindner breech loading system as a kind of a method to refurbish the old ones. So when we talk about the Lindner rifle, it's more likely a proper noun that can express those rifles that use the Lindner system device in the breech chamber. Okay, this is this video. Because the Lindner rifle story is a little bit long, I'm going to make several videos to share the details that I learned. In the later part of the story, we will see more about Lindner alteration rifles. Thank you for watching. Hope you can like this video. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye.